Hello,
Hi.
everybody.
I'm Kristen.
And I am London. We are the dyers behind K&L Fibers.
So we are out of Arizona, and have been crafting for like forever.
Sounds about right.
So this is going to be a knitting, crochet, needlepoint, felting, all the things podcast.
Anything fiber related, we pretty much got it covered. So, like Kristen said, we are based out of Arizona. We have been friends for like 10 years at this point.
Probably, I think so.
10 years. We met at work. And in June of this year, I started with crochet, got into cross stitch, and am very brand new to knitting.
Yep.
And then you started with?
I started with crocheting forever ago, and then in the pandemic, well, actually in college, I learned how to knit, couldn't figure out tension and holding needles, and then during the pandemic, picked it back up and struggle bust it through until I got like a good like tension and everything down, and then knit randomly
Since then.
Yeah.
Yep, stick with knitting. So like I said, we are the dyers of K&L Fibers. It's a new indie dyed yarn company. We are still figuring out who we are as dyers, but have been a fun and interesting, messy process along the way.
Definitely fun. We did our first Fiber Fest last month in California.
Yes, at the SoCal Fiber Fair. That was the week before Thanksgiving.
That was tons of fun. Met a lot of very nice dyers and vendors, and everyone who came into our booth was just so friendly, and it was a really nice weekend.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of work. But we're going to continue to do this, figuring out what shows we want to do next year and all of that. But let's get started with some of your finished objects. Let's go, Kristen.
Well, I only have one. I did recently. Also, if you hear whining in the background, that is my dog, one of two. They are kenneled because they are super energetic. But anyways, okay, so I call these my Halloween socks. They are the Sail Away socks by Felicity Ward, or Handmade by Felicity on Ravelry. The yarn is Nomadic Knits. It's Sabrina's Dark Baptism. And I like it because she sells in 50-gram skeins. And then the heel, I know it's from like a holiday advent, but I'm not quite sure what the colorway was. I just picked something that I thought would go. I honestly don't like it that much, but it works and they fit. I'm super stoked that they fit really well. The pattern is for one size, unfortunately. It's women's 8 to 10, and then I think it translates it over to men's sizes. And I did the pattern exactly how it's written, and used Chiagoo 2.5 millimeter needles. I think that's it. I really like it. I'm working on another pair too, because they just fit really nicely on my foot and my heel and around my ankle.
Nice. All right, so I have a finished cross stitch here. It is the Hogwarts House crest. I am a huge Hogwarts fan. So I've done the entire crest here. The pattern is by Colleen Kerrigan, and it's actually a free pattern on the World and Stitches website. So you can see kind of all the work that went into it. It had lots of back stitching in it, which wasn't too bad. No French knots, because those I am not a fan of. So I have done this one, and then I also have done each of the individual house crests as well to go kind of with it, and they're all framed and hanging in my living room. And I have some works in progress.
Yeah.
Whips.
Okay, so I have, as I just mentioned, sail away socks. I am doing Christmas themed yarn. So I'm kind of calling them my Christmas socks because I don't know if I'll get through another pair. But I finished one over Thanksgiving. And it is another Nomadic knits as the self-striping, and I can't remember the colorway. I lost the ball band because I had wound it up forever ago. But the heels and toes are Knit Picks Stroll in Hollyberry is the color. So I finished that sock and I cast on the second one, cute little cuff, and haven't gotten much further in it. And then they're living in my little Puff Stitch acorn bag, which is absolutely one of my favorite bags right now. But yeah, so that's all. Oh, that's not all I have. Do you want to go through what you have?
Yeah.
And trade off?
So, we're gonna get this one. At the Fiber Fair, we did spent lots of money at all the other booths. So, very new to knitting. So, this is one of my first like knitting bags. It's like really nice. It's Wednesday Autumn pattern. But then I am working on a scarf from Tincanknits. And I am using some Vanna's Choice yarn, just kind of that I had lying around, and am using some interchangeable bamboo needles. And this is kind of where we are at with the scarf. It is does some like ribbing in there, so it was nice, kind of a good start. I realized scarves take a lot and it's gonna take a while, so I kind of got bored with it and I've put it to the side a little bit, but hopefully I can work on finishing this one before Christmas, maybe. But yeah, so this is one that I'm working. Again, it's a Tincanknits pattern. It's their wheat scarf, which love their website. It's really great for beginners and getting like a good introduction to it. So that is this project that I'm working on.
Did you have you downloaded? They have an app.
I have not downloaded the app yet. It's one of the things that I need to do.
It's free. I know they don't have all their patterns on it, but they have some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it will kind of like, as you scroll through the project, it will mark off where you're at, which is really cool.
That is very nice.
I'm going to start a sweater soon, and I'm going to use the app for it, which is going to be fun.
Nice.
Okay, so this is my other current whip. I have other ones going, but I haven't touched them, and if I haven't knit on them recently, I'm not going to show them. But I got a holiday advent from Yarn Inc, and I wanted to use up the yarn as I was getting it or opening it. So I found this pattern. It's called the Trifle Advent Shawl. And there are strings everywhere, so don't judge. But I started it on the first day, and I'm just working through the days.
So how many days are you into it?
So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I just started my 7th day. So it's gonna be a long time coming, and it grows every day, so it starts out really easy and then it's gonna be really annoying
as you get to the end.
But it's gonna be super pretty. I love all the little different stitch details on them, and then there's like lace and other little clusters. So
and the colors are gorgeous,
right? The Yarn Inc advent is gonna fade. She had it on social media as inspiration photos of like super dark, moody. That's a lovely angle. Super dark, moody colors. So I'm assuming it's gonna fade to even darker. But the Trifle Advent Shawl is by Crystal T Knit Designs. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. And I really like that she broke down, she wrote it seems like for an actual advent, for 24 days. So she broke it down. Each row is like color coordinated, which is really like each section for each day. So, you know, like once you finish like the pink ones, like you're done for that day and you don't have to like reference it as much. I'm using the needles recommended, Chiagoo Interchangeable needles on 3.75 millimeter. And I'm using that Yarn Ink 2023 Advent.
Very nice. All right, my next work in progress is a Sockhead hat by McClure. And the pattern can be found on Ravelry. I am doing the large size because I got a lot of hair and maybe my head is big. I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it,
but might be a little bit big. So I look at this now and I'm like, how is this ever going to fit my head? But it does stretch quite a bit. And this is actually one of our yarn that we have dyed. It's Galaxy on, it's our Galaxy yarn that's dyed on a sparkle base. So it's got some Stellina in there. So it's really pretty. It's been very fun to do. I'm excited that I'm now at the part where I can just knit mindlessly. Because having to change every other stitch from knit to purl was a little bit killing my soul slightly. But I'm super excited for this to be done, hopefully before the new year.
Well, and it's a lot.
It is, especially, I mean, this is sock weight yarn, so it is very small. But yeah, so that is the next kind of project that I have been working on with knitting. So I pick up a couple, and then the last one that I have working on is a it's a cross stitch pattern. And this is actually a gift for someone, so shh. But it is a wreath. The wreath pattern is from Etsy, and it's a vintage peony from Happy Sloth Patterns. So it is almost done. I'm hoping it'll try and zoom, but so it's almost done there. And then I took a quote from another pattern, and it's from Cross Stitch Traveler. So I have those two kind of, and I mixed them together. They were both found on Etsy. I followed the pattern for the wreath. I took the phrasing and sizing of the words and just kind of moved it into this pattern. And then I've been using ball tip needles for these. It's something that I got last year for Christmas, and it's very nice. I stabbed myself last, which is always a plus.
What do those do?
So I have some in here somewhere. The ball tip needles, they are rounded at the end. They have a little, literally a little ball. But what they do is it makes it easier to go in between 8 of fabric. So like I would not recommend it if you're using like linen. Or at least I thought I did. Apparently I don't. But it makes it easier to go into
like the pre-done holes.
Yes.
Okay.
Into each of the little holes. So it just glides a little bit smoother. I don't have to worry about like stabbing myself as much because it's not a actual needle. It's really blunt.
Okay.
So that part's really nice. So it's good for this. I wouldn't do it if you're doing like half stitches or anything.
Okay.
Where you have to split the fabric for this, or if you're using like linen. But for Ada, it works actually really, really well.
Okay.
So I've been doing, that is kind of the last pattern that I have been working on. I've been working on this since June, but I get distracted and start a new pattern or a new project, and then I get bored, and then I'll go back to it eventually, but just have to keep it interesting and change it up a little bit.
Okay, so Happy Meal?
Happy Meal?
Happy Mail.
Mail. Okay.
Meal.
Meal. We're going to get chicken nuggets. It's fine.
Or stash enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've been doing the Yarn Ink. Just wanted to show because it's a pretty fade.
Oh, those are really pretty.
I've been stashing my colors as I go. So like day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then
Just the one you're
8.
currently working on is 7.
Yeah. I just broke off 6, so I'll cast the 7 on. And then I opened 9 this morning. It's just going into like kind of like more of a gray purple.
It's a very pretty purple though. Like,
so I'm curious, like more of a blue purple.
yeah.
So I'm curious where it's going to transition to.
Maybe it ends on a gray.
It could, but the color also had like deep reds.
Interesting.
So I believe it's had deeper reds. Okay. And then I'm also doing an advent for Ocean Loop Studio. I think everyone can always use more stitch markers, needle minders, everything, all the
Progress
accessories.
keepers.
Yeah. So I jumped on buying her little advent. This was today's. It's just this cute little peachy jewel.
That's gorgeous.
Some of the other days were like teal colored stones, and I got a cute little snowflake. But yeah, it's been fun so far.
That's awesome. One of the things that I have been super excited about as far as like recent purchases, it's this little thing that is holding my yarn, because you can wear it on your wrist and it will twirl and unspin your yarn. It is by Lemonwood, and it's super easy to kind of put together and keep together. So it has a little wrist thing on there. You just kind of pop your skein in, and then you can see it's a V pattern. It is so cute. Sorry guys, I messed up my foot, so I can't really get up, which is why Kristen keeps getting up, is because I broke myself slightly. So yeah, so it just kind of slips together. It's made out of wood. And it's just been something that I found since I haven't figured out exactly how I want to do my yarn and everything yet, or like travel with it. I'm still figuring that piece out. So I got one of these to try. So it is really cute and easy to kind of keep together and be able to knit on the go, because I usually knit at my desk. So I just kind of hang it off my desk and it unwinds as I knit, so I don't have to worry about yarn on the floor.
Right.
Or cat playing with yarn.
Okay, so do we want to go over the rest of the shopping from the SoCal Fiber Fest?
Yes.
Because the minute I told my husband that we were going to go vend at a fiber event, he kind of laughed and said, you know, you're going to buy yarn. Yeah, that's kind of what happens.
That's kind of the point, right?
Because everyone else, like, they're such pretty colors.
They are.
So I had to.
Yep.
So the first day we got there, we kind of walked around.
Checked everything out.
Yeah, after we set up ours, we walked around and we came across Seismic Yarn. And I had stalked her on social media, and I knew that she does like these absolutely gorgeous, like neon reactive colors, and such pretty speckles. So I got a sweater's quantity in her butter sock, and the color
so soft.
the colorway is 8 is good, and it has like the prettiest little halo on it. It's just so pretty, all the speckles and everything. I'm not a bright person, but I wanted a sweater out of it so badly, so I got 6 of them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You got some Seismic too.
I did. I got some Seismic too. I bought 2 different kinds. The first one is Where Are My Cuddles? It's again a one of her butter sock yarns. And I just love the blue and the purple, and it's just so pretty with the light speckling throughout. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what the heck I'm going to do with it yet, but that's future Linden problem. And the next one I got is this one I'm going to make into a scarf. It is again, though, it's a butter sport weight, so 328 yards, 100% superwash extra fine merino, and it's white opal. I saw like the light hint of color.
Yeah, and the
throughout.
light mint is so pretty.
Oh yeah, the second I saw it, I was like, no, I have to buy more yarn. So that was kind of what I got from Seismic Yarn. And she was just so nice.
She's super nice. And she, her vending is like a family affair. She brings her kids with her and her husband, and they all help set up, and they all help like do sales and like package yarn up, and it's like really cool.
It's very cute.
So the next day, or maybe that first day, I had gone and squished some yarn at the Royal Bee. And I literally thought about this yarn
every day.
And it's because it's such a pretty like navy with like super deep black, almost black tones to it. And it's the squishiest yarn. It's called Darkest Sapphire. I think it's gonna be too dark. But it's Darkest Sapphire. It's 80 superwash merino, 20% recycled nylon. And it's so incredibly squishy and fluffy. And I bought 3 skeins. I think I might combine it with some mohair or suri and make like a sweater. Probably not like a full-size sweater. Maybe like one that goes like, what is it called? It goes like just below.
Like a crop top?
Yeah, like a crop top with like shorter sleeves.
Okay.
To go over like a cute little dress or skirt that I can wear. I don't know when I'd wear it, but you know, I had to buy it because it was so pretty.
It is.
And at the time, I convinced myself that I also needed sparkle. So I went over and I got some, it's Kremke Soul Wool is the brand, and it's Stellaris, so it's 47% viscose, 41% polyester, and a 12% metallic yarn. So it's 560 meters, which is insane.
But 2 different colors.
Yeah, so I got like a gray base with gold, and then like more like a rosy.
Rose gold.
Yeah, with like a silver. Just super pretty. No idea what I'm going to do with it. I might put them in beanies just to add a little sparkle.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I get that. And then the other story we did a lot of like a needle runs through it. So I bought a bag. And then I also am super excited to actually get to use this. Is a whiteboard, like dry erase spot where I can keep my thread for cross stitch. So I can like write on it, wipe it, reuse it. Right now, lately, I've been using like ones from Hobby Lobby that it's like one and done. They are not really reusable. So maybe I'm saving the environment with this. Maybe, but it's all from a needle runs through it. They did great there. And then also because my friend loves me, numbered stitch markers because I lose count like no other.
Very quickly.
What was I on?
Yeah.
So these are all numbered 1 through 100. So hopefully this will help me keep my life in order, for lack of a better word.
I also went to a needle runs through it. She has the cutest bags in such great patterns. I was gonna get a Lisa Frank one, but then I saw this one and I just had to have it because it has like the mint in it and super subtle flowers, and it's just adorable.
Well, and the nice part is they're like, they seem very structured. Like this isn't filled. Once it's filled, it's very structured, but it's also very squishy, and I can collapse it and do a whole bunch of other things with it. So I like that, and it's thick. I don't think thick is the right word, but it's thicker.
Yeah, it's got like a thicker,
like lining on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, I know what it's called, but I can't remember it. But yeah, so it'll stand on its own and keep its shape, but you can also squish it. They had also made special needle markers or stitch markers, for the SoCal Fiber Fair. So if you bought something, then you got like this super cute. It has like a little sheepy on it. It says SoCal on it. Very adorable.
Oh, you got one of those? I got the, they gave me one with a little sweater on it.
Aww.
So I have one of these. I need you again, I'm sorry. But it's super cute.
Oh, there we go.
It's got a cute little sweater on it. And you know, when I bought my things, they gave me this too. And I was just like, it's so cute.
And then the last thing that I bought that's here, because I have made other purchases and they're just not here yet. Because I couldn't. Though we're supposed to be on a buying freeze, but it's okay. It won't get here till January, so it doesn't count.
It's the holidays. It doesn't count.
Mustache yarn, the self-striping, and this is called Bumble's Bounce, and it's based off of, it's the Christmas movie that you love with the heat miser.
It's the year without a Santa Claus, dude.
That I love traditional Christmas colorways, and the minute I saw this in her shop, I had to buy it.
It's very pretty.
So I don't know if it's going to be used this year or next year or even the next, but I needed it, and yeah.
And it's the year without a Santa Claus. That's a great movie.
I know, but it's not my favorite.
I know.
You know what I found out over Thanksgiving is that I asked everyone in my family what their favorite Christmas movie was.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and dad, like, one of them likes Miracle on 34th Street.
Classic.
The other one likes, what's it called? You have Miracle on 34th Street, and then you have the other one that's, like, super old. It's black and white.
There's a lot of
Oh my god. I can never remember it. One of them has, I think Miracle on 34th Street has, like, the Santa and the parade.
Yes.
And then the other one has the angel who, like, is trying to get his wings or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that
And
movie?
all I remember from it is, like, every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel's name, I think, is Clarence, but I can't remember the name of the
If anybody knows it, let us know, because we're going to go down a Google rabbit hole.
But that's my dad's favorite movie. And my mom likes The Miracle on 34th Street. My brother hates my favorite movie, which is White Christmas.
That's a good one, though.
I have to watch it every year. He likes, what's it called? Fragile. And like the You'll Shoot Your Eye Out Kid.
A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. He loves that. And he gets like sick pleasure out of the fact that it's not my favorite. So I will watch it once with the whole family on Christmas Day. And then one of the channels like constantly plays it.
Yes.
So he tries to convince my mom every year to like keep watching it. And I'm like, please, God, no.
Anything else? See, I love all the claymation.
Yes, you do.
I do. They're great. The Year Without a Santa Claus, Frosty the Snowman, any of those ones I do love. Also, Nightmare Before Christmas, because it's the perfect movie between Halloween and Christmas. It's got everything. You're good.
I've seen it once.
I watch it every Halloween. And then several times until Christmas.
Only because my husband found out last year that I'd never actually seen it all the way through. And so we had to sit down and watch it because I hadn't seen it all the way through. But we do. We have an Ooga Booga inflatable for Halloween outside our house. It just wasn't there this year because decorating didn't happen.
Yeah, I've been very slow to decorate. That's what we're doing this weekend. Decorating the tree, getting the lights up. Well, I'm going to be doing that. My fiance's, actually, he's going to be doing it. I'm going to be sitting on the couch, not moving, because
you're going to be, you're going to be telling him how to do. You're
going to be
delegating.
Yeah, I will be delegating. Practice, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm in a boot until after Christmas.
Yeah. And then next weekend, we're kind of all getting together and doing a bunch of cookie baking.
Which will be so much. I'm excited. It was so much fun last year, besides the decorating part that got a little out of hand.
Well, so the decorating, we decided to do cutout cookies and like actually hand ice. And that takes forever. Yeah. And when you've been baking all day, like we do double batches of all the cookies so that we can all take cookies.
Mm-hmm.
It just becomes a lot. So this year we're not doing any cutouts. Nordic Wear has cookie stamps and cookie presses.
Which so excited to use. Hopefully they hold their shape.
That we bought some in California, and then I went onto the Nordic Wear website and bought like 2 more packs because I had to. So I have like cute little snowflakes. I
Ornaments.
have ornaments.
Santa.
I think I have a tree. I have a reindeer. We have Santa.
Yep.
So those will be fun. So a lot of our cookies are going to be used with that, and then we're going to do like they call it like the icebox, the loft house cookies, like the sugar cookie with like the icing swipe on it with like sprinkles.
Just no like royal icing.
Yeah, no hand icing.
I think we were decorating cookies for like 3 hours.
Yeah, and at some point we were just
like
I just did like a swirl on it and like sprinkles, and I was like done. This one's done. We're good.
The first like 3 were fun.
Yeah.
After that, it became a lot of work. So people who do like cookie decorating for work or just for fun, like more props to you. After the 3rd one, I kind of tap out, and it goes very much downhill from there.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun. We're kind of taking a pause on dyeing through the holidays just because
there's so much going on.
There is so much going on, especially since we did that show right before Thanksgiving. You went home for Thanksgiving. I saw all of the family for Thanksgiving and all of that. So we're putting a pause at least until the new year.
But we're going to figure out what collections we want to do. I know that there are a bunch of like cool movies releasing next year. They're doing the remake for Mean Girls. Maybe we'll do like Mean Girls Burn Book.
That could be fun.
On Wednesdays we wear pink. Like London hates pink
so much.
It is what it is.
It is, yes. But it's really fun to do the dyeing process and to see the colors turn out, or see them turn out and you're like, that is not what I was expecting. Like the Sally.
Yeah.
Great idea. Execution, not the best on my end. So,
but some of them, like, we think it's going to be a certain color when it's in the dye bath, and then it comes out and it's like, it dries completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's always a guessing game, which is super fun and also very nerve-wracking, especially when we're trying to dye 30 pans of the same color.
Well, but at that point we already have a recipe.
We do. So
it's just whether or not the dye has issues.
Yes. We have one color that likes to congeal.
We say that because it's red.
It's red.
So like when it was congealing, like it reminded me of a special time in the month. And I sent photos and she was like, what is that? Dear God.
I don't understand what happened.
Yeah.
But apparently that happens with that particular red.
Yeah.
So we just can't pre-mix that one ever. But we live and learn. That's kind of what we're doing. I know we have done a TV show collection in the past. We did one based off of Criminal Minds, which was super fun. So maybe in the next year, finding another TV show one to kind of go off of. We could pick one of your TV shows, one of the sappy, fun ones. I say that and it's like Gossip Girl.
Super wholesome with When Calls the Heart on Hallmark. Or we could do like Supernatural, like in the fall.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
I just ordered Sorella Yarns had a massive Gilmore Girls collection, like 20 colorways. It's insane. But I was obsessed with one of the colorways and thought about it for the entire time she teased it. And then like it was listed for a weekend for pre-orders. And I sat there for like Friday and Saturday and I was like, should I order it? Should I not order it?
Should I wait?
My husband was just like, you don't need to order that. Like, you don't need any more yarn. And I'm just like, but I kind of do.
Again, buying yarn and using yarn, 2 different hobbies.
So I did order a sweaters quantity and it'll be here probably sometime in January. And it'll be a pleasant surprise when it gets here.
Right? Well, and then you bought the other Gilmore Girls yarn from Forbidden Fiber.
I did. Which, it's a very pretty color. And I'm sure that maybe there was some issue with dye breaking. It does have a couple of little minor, like, bright pink spots.
Yeah.
Which I can work around, and that's fine.
That's what happens when you buy Andy dye yarn sometimes.
Yeah. But, so I'm not as enthused about that. The colorway I got for the Gilmore Girls collection, I believe it's called Stars Hollow. And it's this really nice, like, light base, and it has, like, speckles all over it. And it's really cool.
That's fun.
So I'm very excited for it. Not that I think I've entered my speckle era.
Speckle era, that's what we're going with.
With all of that. But yeah, other than that, just Christmassy stuff. I mean, we're doing cookies, and then I am pretty much done Christmas shopping, so now I'm just waiting for stuff to come in the mail and then wrapping them all.
I'm like 30% done Christmas shopping. Normally I'm done by Thanksgiving, so this year has been rough as far as like Christmas shopping goes. Normally I'm done by Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. My goal is to finish this weekend, actually. Well, it was, but now questionable. But I tripped at a street fair and messed up my ankle, so that is why it's in a boot, and sitting and moving is not as much fun right now. So very much a klutz, but hopefully next time we do this, I might still be in this boot, or I might not. We don't know.
Right? We're trying to aim for currently like maybe once a month. Mm-hmm. Because we do work full-time jobs. We have pets. Like, I have 2 dogs. London has a cat.
Who is the devil.
Super special.
Also.
She is, like, on her own.
She is the devil.
She is super snuggly, though. She will need your hair. Like, she'll paw at my hair and need it.
Yes. She can be.
Yeah.
That's in when she's in a good mood. The rest of the time, she's slightly a little monster, but I've had her for like 12 years now.
Yeah.
Like, pretty sure this cat is gonna outlive me, but I'm gonna be so sad.
Yeah. I have a husband.
I got engaged in October, planning a wedding for December next year, so...
But yeah, and then just like normal like holiday stuff. Like Tucson has Winter Haven, which is like this whole neighborhood decorates for Christmas.
It's so pretty.
And most places are like, oh well, it's just a street here, like Candy Cane Lane or whatever. No, it's a whole neighborhood. Yeah, that is completely over the top decorated for Christmas. Some people play like movies. Some people have like carolers.
Oh yeah,
like it's a really big thing, and we haven't gone for years. We're kind of thinking about going, but we'll see
how that goes.
It's a lot of people.
It is.
And it's so much foot traffic that like you are guaranteed to get hit by a couple of strollers, if not.
Right. You just have to be like, super careful.
People running into you.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. I do have holiday crafting I still need to do. I finished one project. I have 2 more. One's for a baby, so that shouldn't take too long. And then I also found this really cute pattern for like, it's a Christmas hat, but it's for a baby, and it has like a tail that goes down, and you put like a little tiny little pom-pom on it. It's the cutest little thing ever, and I'm like, should I make it? Could I make it? We'll see.
Yes. My goal is to finish that cross stitch by Christmas.
Okay. And then you're going to frame it?
Frame it, and then give that to the person who gets that one. And then maybe finish that scarf and give that to my fiance.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I started another gift that was supposed to be a Christmas gift. It's now a birthday gift because there's just no way. I like to bite off more than I can chew when it comes to crafting.
I know. I have a felted project that's rather large. I mean, I say that in the point of I'm new to felting. I've made a Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. So this is a dragon, which would be really cool if it looks right. But I got 2 kits. One's for me and one's for someone else. So if I make one and it doesn't look quite right, then that one's for me. And then the other one will go to someone else. I'll just have to like make it before Christmas. I still have to buy my brother's birthday present.
Yeah.
His birthday's right before Christmas, so sometimes I forget, and I'm like, crap, well, he got this many Christmas presents, like, let me steal one as a birthday present. Because it's easier.
It is. Christmas birthdays, they're kind of the worst.
I know. But, like, this year I was, like, kind of uninspired with Christmas presents, so I did ask people what they wanted, and I just kind of, if they didn't respond within a couple days, I was just like, oh, well, you get what you get. I think you'll like this. This is cool.
Yeah.
And purchase those things. Jack and I decided that next year, instead of buying each other Christmas presents, we are going to buy each other a class.
A class.
Yeah. So, it's a one-time class that we will both take. And, the only rule he put on it is that it has to be outside the other person's comfort zone.
So, like a beverage making class, or like a
it could be a cooking class, a beverage making class. I was thinking more towards like pottery, glass blowing, like
that
something
could be fun.
That's like those things. It's going to be harder for him to find a class that's outside of my comfort zone because a lot of classes are crafty based.
Yes.
And I would fit in with a lot of those things. Mm-hmm. But I had a concern that it was going to be like tactical training.
That sounds like something he would do.
And he said, no, it will not be tactical or like survival training or anything like that based, which is really nice.
That's good. At least he kind of stuck in sub rule.
But yeah, I brought it up to everyone in my family, like, let's go on a trip. Let's spend money on experiences instead of gifts. And no one went for it. Some people are kind of regretting it now because they have no idea what to get people.
Yeah.
But I'm done with my Christmas shopping.
Right? I finished my Christmas.
So I don't have to worry.
First thing I bought, I was like, perfect. I bought my brother's dog treats and a cute little bow that says it's a good boy, and it's teal. And then I got my mom's dog some treats too. So I was like, that was the first thing I did as far as Christmas shopping goes. I was like, well, the dogs are done. And now I have to figure out all the people. So
the only one I was stuck on was my dad, which I'm stuck on what to get him every year. But my mom kind of said, hey, like, this might be kind of cool. And I kind of jumped on that idea, ran with it, ordered stuff.
Yeah.
I did get... So I've been adding on things for me randomly. Because you're shopping for the people and then you see stuff for yourself. And you're like, oh, I could tell someone that I want this, but...
I could just buy it myself.
Could just add it to the cart.
And get it sooner.
So I've been kind of doing that with some of the things, but yeah, I have to hit the gaming store.
Yeah.
To buy stuff for some people and some stocking stuffers, to do Jack's stocking stuffers, and decide if I'm going to do stocking stuffers for the dogs. We'll see.
Yeah. Could be lots of treats.
Could be lots of treats, but it's also like, do they need that many treats? Probably not. Winchester, so we have 2 dogs. Winchester is our oldest, and her birthday is next week. She will be 3 years old, and she is a boxer mix, which is insane that we've had her for 3 years.
Right.
And then we have a pit bull whose birthday is in the middle of the summer. And she'll be 3 this coming summer.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
But yeah, that's
old.
about... They are getting old.
Although they haven't come down in their old age. What's happening?
You know what's funny is Jack and I were talking about it this morning, and Winchester is just so mellow this morning. She's like laying there, like completely happy, at peace, and like her, because she like sits between your legs and she just like leans her full body on you, and she's just like there, and she's happy and content, and she like wags her tail and stuff, and I'm like, no one sees her like this. Because the minute anyone comes into her house, she is like true boxer fashion, like bouncing around like Tigger.
Yes.
Like almost like she can jump almost the height of me. And then Rigger just sits there looking everywhere. Like, she, like, walks up to you and just starts licking your feet, your toes, the back of your knee. Like, she licks everywhere.
Yeah.
So no one has an issue with Rigger, but Winchester's a little
She's the
excitable.
special one. Excitable, yes. But, no, so that's what we're working on. We're going to figure out some collections for next year. We're planning out which shows we're going to apply to as well to go vend at. I think we've narrowed it down to like 4 or 5 that we're looking into.
Yep.
Once we know which shows we'll be going to, we'll definitely be sharing that out. So y'all can come check out our stuff because we have lots of stuff.
Do some traveling.
Do some traveling, yes. It's not as much fun traveling though.
So the driving is super special. But like, cause we went to the
SoCal Fiber
Fair, which is outside LA.
Mm-hmm.
Getting there was not fun. I did not drive in California.
No.
The interstates in California give me anxiety. Like, I cannot.
So I drive those, which I don't have a problem with. I go to California every year to Northern California, about 3 hours south of San Francisco. So I go up really far. It's about a 10-hour drive. And I've been doing that trip every year since I was a baby.
Yeah.
So California freeways aren't that bad for me.
But, like, once we got into, like, the little city we were in, it was Pomona.
Yeah.
We just kind of stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I would drive around in the mornings. I'm like, oh, this is nice. Because, like, cute little city, little town, little city.
Didn't have to get on any freeways to go anywhere.
No freeways. We didn't want to go into LA or to the beach or anything like that. Because it was just easier to not.
And it was a quick turnaround. We left Thursday. Drove up Thursday afternoon. Checked into our very cute Airbnb.
Yep.
It's very cute. And then we set up Friday.
Explored, did some shopping.
Yep.
Of the cute little shops. That's where we got like the Nordic wear presses. And I got this super cute little like baby owlet. Like Harry Potter Hedwig themed.
Oh, so cute.
It's the cutest, like this big.
It's so cute.
It's adorable.
Yeah, and then
some foods, and then Saturday and Sunday were the fair.
Yes. And it was crazy. I think once the doors opened at 10 a.m. Saturday.
So many people.
I don't think it, like, every single booth was packed. And I think it opened at 10, and the next thing I looked at my phone, I was like, it's like 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what happened to the day? Because it was just nonstop busy the entire time. And it was great. It was fun. Just very busy. Sunday, same thing. First thing in the morning, it was really busy. And then started to slow down a little bit in the afternoon, which was, it was a little nice to have just a little bit of a breather.
Yeah. And then we packed up right after the show ended, got in the car, and drove back to Arizona.
Yes.
Which was fine until, like, I don't know, like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and then it just wasn't fine anymore.
No. Apparently we like to sleep.
Well, and so my husband sleeps like 4 or 5 hours a night. So, like, he goes to bed when I go to bed, and then he's up, like, super early in the morning. It's rare for him to sleep in. So I usually go to bed by, like, 9, 10 o'clock at the latest, and then I'm up by, like, 5 or 6 in the morning without an alarm. And it's rare for me to sleep in. So, like, take that, and then we did the shows, and then we worked all day and packed everything up, and then decided to drive back because I had to work the next day. Like, it was not... It was fine
Lesson
until
learned.
it wasn't. Yeah.
Lesson learned. It wouldn't have been as bad if we didn't, like, right outside the Arizona, or right on the Arizona side of the border.
All the traffic.
Stop and go traffic. It went down to 1 lane because they were tarring the road, which, in case you didn't know, tar smells terrible.
Yeah.
And died a little bit on the inside from that. But, yeah, that was lesson learned. We have decided that we will now take the day. We'll leave the day after the shows.
So we'll go the day before setup, and then come back the day after the show ends. So we can drive at least in the daytime, or at least, like, if we're driving, it's like early evening. It's not the middle of the night, because can't do that anymore.
God, we're old.
I used to be able to like work all day, stay up all night, work the next day, and then crash, and I can't do it anymore.
No. It's because I think we screwed ourselves over in our 20s by doing it all then.
Not to mention, it's just really unhealthy.
Yes. No, so that's the goal, is we've now lesson learned from the first show, like, this is what we need to do different, and that's kind of the exciting part of it. It's a lot of a learning curve.
Yeah. And thankfully, like, everyone's super friendly and willing to, like, share little tips on what works for them or how they handle things, and that's really nice.
Yes. It's been something that I was actually very surprised about, and I think we talked about it quite a bit, actually, is, like, how open everybody is, and, like, there's no, like, guarded trade secrets.
Well, so I think the only guarded trade secret that we'll ever probably come across is that dyers aren't going to share how they dye stuff. Like, how they dye stuff in the way of, like, their dye recipes.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because we can all buy the same dyes, and then it comes out with different colors and everything like that. So that probably won't be shared. But, like, people's setup and how they, like, travel
and the process of which they do their dyeing. Some people are very open with sharing that. Like,
when they add citric acid and all that jazz.
So it was definitely something that I was very shocked about, because before this, like, I know hotel restaurant management, for example, they do, like, everything is guarded as a trade secret. You don't share information in that biz, because it just doesn't.
It's competition.
It is. It's straight up competition. But in yarn, it's a welcoming, or the fiber, it's a very welcoming community. People are very open and willing to share their experiences. And, like, I think one morning we sat for like 20 minutes and picked another dyer's brain, just because we're like, hey, they've been doing it for 10 years. And we're like, how does this work?
Well, and their setup is, like, amazing.
Right.
Like, if anyone has, like, the hack on mastering vending at shows, like, they have a, like, U-Haul van type setup where all their yarn is set up on rollable racks. So it's already good to go. They just have to roll the racks out and set them up where they're going in the booth.
Genius.
They have tables that they set up, like, certain things and all that. So that's obviously more work for it. But even, like, when they're gonna restock things, like, they take everything home. They have a master, like, log of where everything goes on the racks, so they know instantly, like, what they need to dye to restock.
Yep.
Like, they've got it.
They have it down to a T at this point. And this was their last big show of the year.
Yeah.
And they're like, we do several throughout the year. So I was just like, wow, this is incredible. And they've been doing it for, I think they said, about 10 years. And do quite a few shows. And that's what they do full time. So it was just very awesome to be able to sit and pick all these different people's brains about the different things and see how nice everybody was.
Yeah, very nice.
And everything. But that, I think, that is us. And we ramble. And
we do ramble. We have a lot of chit chat. So we have some business stuff to do today. We tend to do that on Saturdays. So we're going to try to, probably like in January, maybe the first week of January, we'll do another podcast, kind of go over the things we finished in December. Because by that time we'll have gifted whatever we made. We'll have pictures of them. And then whatever other goodies we got, because Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And
that's all I asked for was knitting stuff, knitting related stuff, like different needles, like yarn boy. That's all I asked for. So I'm very excited.
So we may get some like really cool things for the holidays, and then
then we'll be starting dyeing again and figuring out. Hopefully by the beginning of the year we'll know which shows we're going to, so we can start
planning those out,
and starting our next collection release, which I'm guessing will be end of January, February time probably.
Yeah, maybe there's going to be some Valentine's colors. Maybe not. We don't know. London doesn't like pink. So
we could do purple. Purple is romantic too.
We could do like conversation hearts.
That would be so fun. Little minis, a mini set of conversation hearts.
I had an idea for like next holidays, Snarky Christmas.
Oh, I'm all about the snarky. We do needle minders too, and they're all snarky as sin.
But yeah, so we're gonna go happy holidays
days. Yeah, happy holidays. Enjoy the time with your friends, family, loved ones, or by yourself if you're cool with that. Like, you do you, boo. And we will talk to you guys later.
Bye. We're gonna have to cut